So we know what our main line is and we know what our leader is, but when we're attaching a wind-on leader without a crimp, how do you do that? This video is going to tell you exactly how. When attaching a wind-on leader to your main line, you're going to need to create what we call a double line. The double line is a loop created by a Bimini knot. Once you have your double line, your Dacron loop from your wind-on will be attached to it via a cat's paw knot. Today I'm tying a Bimini on 80-pound line. Take your loop. This is going to be your tag end. You're going to want to do 30 twists in your loop. – 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 30. Once you have your 30 twists in your line, you're going to need to make sure that your line is taut. So we're going to put it on the handle of the reel. And also it's super helpful if your handle is set in a rod holder where it's not going to move. Before you do that, lube up the line with your saliva. Put your loop on the handle of your reel. And bring your line tight. Up at the top, I'm pinching the tag end and the beginning of the twists with my thumb and forefinger. At the base, I'm going to put my hand in the loop and gently push the twists up while simultaneously pulling down the tag end so that it lays over the top of the twists. Tight twists. Start bringing down your tag end over the top of the twists. Once you get that started, gradually let the tag end feed as you push your twists up. Keep your hand tight in there and put a half hitch on one side of your loop. From there, keep it pinched and add a finishing knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you pass through the 5th time, pinch it at the top. Finish your knot out by unwrapping your loop where you just did the first half of your finishing knot. 5 times. 5. Pull your tag end up and tight. Tighten as best you can. And that's your Bimini. Cut your tag end tight to the knot. With the Bimini, you have a double line. To connect your main line via Bimini to a wind-on leader, you need to do what we call a cat's paw knot. Take your double line and your wind-on leader. Remember that we made a spliced loop on the top of your wind-on. If you haven't seen that course, look for it in my library. To do a cat's paw, you're going to pass your wind-on through your double line 3 times. Ideally, you want to make sure that you've got the base of the loop go through the cat's paw, go through the Dacron, excuse me, pass your entire wind-on leader through, and center it. Now you're going to do that 2 more times. Take your monofilament double line, push your Dacron loop up, pass your leader through, Now things can get twisted up, that's okay. Take your time, untwist it, and do it again. Grab your Dacron loop, grab your mono loop, push your Dacron up, and pass your mono through a third time. Bring everything down gently and slowly to make sure that everything lies right. Now, if you don't make sure that your double line mono loop is centered with your Dacron, it's not gonna lay pretty on your reel. And we all know that laying pretty on your reel is extremely important. At this point, we have our 3 wrapped Dacron and mono loop. Add a little bit lubrication with saliva so that it moves and lays right. Center it all out and cinch down. If you need to work your mono and work your Dacron, that's totally normal. And that is a cat's paw knot. Based on whether or not your wind-on is heavy tackle or light tackle, it will have a snap swivel or a ball bearing swivel at the end of it. This will dictate how you attach your terminal tackle at the end of your leader.